Welcome to part 21 of South Park: The Fractured Butthole, and in this episode we're going to do a little bit of cleanup before proceeding on with the main storyline of the game. Also, due to the fact that we happened to save Professor Chaos, or should I say actually keep Professor Chaos overnight, we're gonna have to go back to his house to get his minions. We're doing that and also having to infiltrate the Freedom Pals hideout. But before we do, there are some things we need to get. Like, for instance, remember that gigantic turd that was in the community bathroom that we couldn't do anything about? As soon as Past Me actually gets the idea, you're gonna have to go into the women's bathroom. Oh wait, that's the women's bathroom he did that in, not the men's. Jesus Christ, bro. Oh, I think I know why he did did that in the women's bathroom. Because the 6th graders made an electrified trap in the men's. So, with that said, you can use the sandblaster. Sorry, I had to think about it for a second. Why did I have to think about it? Anyway, we have to use the sandblaster ability to get all of those turds out of the bathroom. Or at least that giant one, anyway. And by the way, this is the second time we had to do this. The first time we had to get it out of Stan's house, which by the way had you to take a selfie with Mrs. Hanky, but also picked up one of Randy's turds. And this is the other one. We need both of those plus a model kit, well, a Mr. Hanky model kit from the thrift store in order for to make the necrotic idol, which is an artifact. Don't worry, I'll be getting that in the next part. The, Mr. Hanky model, basically.
Nice one.
But since we took a selfie with Mr. Hanky, that's another person added on to our selfie list. At least we didn't have to find his children this time around. Now, we're gonna have to use the sandblaster again to get rid of the lava that's around the garage. By the way, this is still like the beginning of day 3. Oh, come on, game! Or should I say, come on, controller. Alright. Let's use Sandblaster and reap the rewards that's inside.
We did it!
And the Sandblaster is done. Alright. Let's grab what's in here, which is the Luminous Enigma and the Berserker Wheel recipe. And also there is a Yowie pick right over there. Might as well take it. I'm sorry, who in their right mind seriously would collect Yowie of their own sons? But whatever the case, we also find $12.22 in a swear jar. And with that said, we have no more reason to be in Jimmy's garage. On to the Tweak Brothers Coffee House, where we could just use Sandblaster on the only other thing left to get, because we got both of the Yowie picks, and also whatever treasure that's left.
Always right for the job.
What we're blasting out here is actually the Dark Knight outfit, I do believe, or Cape Crusader, whichever one comes first. It's the Batman's outfit. It's Batman's outfit, basically. That's what it is. And we got ourselves Batman's outfit. Or should I say Batgirl, because it's purple, not black. And we've got Enthusiast Outfitter just for the sake of getting it. And also, I forgot to do a selfie with Mrs. Tweak, but I'll deal with that later on.
Aren't superheroes kind of bad?
However, there is one selfie that I inadvertently missed, because you need to do a selfie with Ike first, and I'll cross that bridge when we get there. But for right now, I'm trying to use the Sandblaster to get rid of the lava once again, and unfortunately, that's not gonna work. So let's go on ahead and use Sandblaster to get rid of all of this lava. Might as well, so that way we'll have a shortcut to when we actually get over to Token's house. Because, again, we're going to need to get Professor Chaos's ability to hack into electronics in order for us to get into the Freedom Palace's base. But first, we found all the cats in the last episode, so we might as well give them up to Big Gay Al. But first, a selfie with Mr. Slave. The farther I stay away from your ass, the better, dude. It's not gonna be like last game, unfortunately.
Right. Thank you.
Alright.
Can you find my kitties? I just can't indulge in
So now all we need to do is just give Big Gay Al his cats and then take a selfie.
From the 6th graders. Please take this as a reward. It's the least I can do. Thanks. You put the super super.
And also, I do believe he gives you the feline costume and the snowline costume and the snowcat costume set. Both of which I do believe is the male and female version of Catwoman's outfit. And now that we've gotten the selfie of Big Gay Al, there's also a Yowie pic here. We might as well get that too. Yeah, I am going full out on trying to get these Yowie pics because I totally forgot where they were the last time I played this game. This time I know where most of them, if not all of them, are. And it'll make up for the fact that I missed out on 2 Chin Pokemon back at South Park. And now that the cats are back, you can pet them anytime you want. He's got about 6 cats, by the way. Oh, and Square Glasses just so happens to be in his little compartment. But there's not much else to find except for random scraps that you could use for crafting and selling. But you can't really sell too much, however, because, well, here's the thing. There was a glitch to where you could sell for infinite amount of cash to get the City Ninja assassination contract. Unfortunately, the City Ninja assassination contract is going to be out of our reach for the time being. And the reason is they patched it up so that if you do sell and buy back, you're going to buy back with the same price you sold. So therefore, there's not much you can actually do except for to actually play the game fully. So a little lessons to any of the LPers who happen to find a glitch that's beneficial, especially with Ubisoft's concerned. If you find a beneficial glitch to any game, don't post it on YouTube. They watch this shit. But most importantly, don't actually try to have other people to post it, because if enough people post it, they will patch the game out. Only report bugs and glitches and things that breaks the game, not the other way around. And no, Cartman's mom is not here. Oh, by the way, I kind of jumped sequence here.
No.
I really did.
No.
Actually, no, I didn't jump sequence. We still gotta go and talk to the Freedom Pals.
I thought feminine-looking guys went out of style in the 80s, but the new kids pulling... Coon Friends, these are dark times. We now know for a fact that Scrambles the Missing Cat is part of a larger conspiracy. We also know that the fucking Freedom Pals have more information about this conspiracy than we do. Fact.
Maybe we should just face it, guys. Maybe Freedom Pals have a better super franchise than we do.
Hey, that's no way to talk, Mosquito. The only reason that Freedom Pals are ahead of us right now is because they're butt-fucking cheaters who sold out.
Yeah, but Freedom Pals have Dr. Timothy, and he can read people's minds and bend reality.
Yeah, because he just said that. When we made up our superpowers, he was like, well, I have every power to do fucking everything. You think that's fair? It's time for us to be as dirty as them. We have to know what the Freedom Pals know. Well, how are we ever gonna get the help of the Freedom Pals? We send a spy. Someone in our group who pretends to want to switch sides and join Freedom Pals. Somebody who they don't know very well. The new kid joins Freedom Pals, then asks for assistance investigating the community center.
Hope the new kid is good at bullshitting.
You'll never get past the security, Grizz. They change it every day. I can get the new kid inside. I've got hacking abilities, remember? Because I'm a gadgeteer class with the tinkering ability.
No dice, Chaos. You're just saying that to get out of jail.
You better let him go. The new kid will need him.
All right, fine.
Beep, beep, beep.
Get the new kid inside Freedom Pal's base.
Okay.
And if he tries anything funny, kill him.
Don't you think that's a little excessive there, Cartman? But on a plus side, we will end up eventually getting our hacking ability from Butters. Or should I say Professor Chaos. But first, just doing a last minute check because I was trying to activate the mission with Cartman's mom, or the side mission, or trying to find a way to activate it, and I completely forgot that that's supposed to be a day 4 thing. That's probably why I'm going back into the house. Other than that, yeah, we're gonna have to go over to my Butters' house and explain to his father why he was late. Remember I was talking about how the Stotches were jerkasses to Butters? Yeah, well, Butters spent the majority of the night, if not in the morning,
All right, you ready to go to see
locked in
Pals with me?
Cartman's basement
Come on,
in
I
a
gotta
cage.
get back.
So,
You're about to enter
yeah.
the chamber of chaos, new kid.
Once we
There's
get
no
up to
way
Butters'
unsee
room,
it.
however, things is gonna go straight downhill. So with that
Grab it
said,
cleaned up for a while,
let's
so
go
right where you're
into
stepping.
Butters' room
No.
to get his
No.
minions.
That's not it. What's this? No. No. Oh, here we go. My minion. Hey, little buddy, you ready to go hack some control panels? All right, let's get to Freedom Pals base.
Butters!
Ah!
Where have you been, mister?
Oh, hey, Dad. But I just been hanging out with my new friend, and
You didn't come home last night, Butters. Your mom and I were worried sick. We could barely enjoy the movie we were watching.
I'm sorry, Dad. I just my new friend, and just really mean to.
Sorry's not gonna cut it, mister. And you, what's your name?
You gotta say something. You don't understand.
I asked you a question. Who are you?
Please don't do this.
That does it. Butters, you are grounded. And so is your smart-ass little friend.
Now
So,
Butters is
Professor Chaos
grounded.
locked away forever in
And,
maximum security.
We're gonna have to
Oh,
fix
jeez,
that
new
problem,
kid.
but
My dad's
first,
gonna be extra
we're gonna have
clean if he knows
to
you're busting
get
up
the
the house.
recipe for his new ability.
Huh.
First,
Well, I
we're gonna
guess I can
need
borrow my
the
stuff.
flying
Since we're
minion
teenage
recipe,
now.
and
Looks
then
like
we're gonna have to fulfill that recipe and craft it.
I'm grounded again.
All we need to do is just get the ingredients. First
Gonna
things
fill up and
first,
die here.
we could throw snap pops
So
at
is
the
my new
rocket.
friend, or
And secondly,
I'm grounded.
we need to move this staircase over to the bed, not to the dresser, RV man, not to the dresser, the bed.
I'm grounded.
And we also need that doll's cape over there as well. Now, about that window. That's actually an instant death scenario. Apparently, the developers knew you were going to try to jump out the window. I mean, it's the only logical thing. But, the fact that if you jump out the window, well, guess what? You're going to die. That is instant kill. You're not getting up from that. And, yeah, you're going to end up having to start all over again. So, yeah, let's not try to climb out the window. So, with that said, we could just climb up to the minion test pilot and grab him. And then all we need now is the cape. And the cape is right over there. So let's put these together in a crafting, well, we just craft these together, basically. That's what we're going to do. We're going to craft them together. And I stopped because it was a 10-minute time limit. So let's go to mission item and craft the flying minion, which gives me 170 in crafting rank. So, yeah, that's a lot of stuff I happened to uncover while we were gone. So let's go ahead and talk to Butters.
Hey, what'd you make that for, new kid? What do you think we should do? What are you doing, new kid? Do you need to go to the bathroom? Geez, new kid, I don't know. Well, all right, but be careful with him. Whoopee! Boy, howdy, new kid. Way your butt can do all kinds of cool stuff.
Well, that came out awkward there, Butters. But yeah, we just shoved the gerbil up our behind a la Lemmiwinks and shot it at a circuit board. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is Haywire, the last ability we need to get. Speak of the devil, we might as well use it on this safe. And
I'm not really supposed to be in here, okay?
Butters actually overreacts to the fact that he's in his parents' bedroom, and because he knows how his parents are. So once you actually use Haywire on the wires, Professor Chaos is getting out of there. But yeah, you'll end up finding this. This is the wrestling photo. That's not wrestling photo. That's not a wrestling photo, especially since there's a butt plug in there as well. Trust me, that is not a wrestling photo. That is basically Mr. Stotch
it's for your own good, new kid.
getting,
Children are like
well,
beasts and need
that.
discipline, or they turn into bad people.
It's gotten so bad that you can actually wholeheartedly see Leanne Stotch sitting in the bathroom with a How to Deal with a Gay Husband book in her hand right now. And I took this picture just for a little bit, just to show you guys exactly what she's holding in her hand.
But that's impossible. I grounded you. How could you be here right now?
It wasn't me, Dad. It was a new kid.
You have some kind of ability to unground people? Whoever you touch becomes ungrounded, is that it? Your evil magic is not welcome here, Darkling.
This is a long time coming. For everyone who is fans of Butters, this is the most satisfying fight in the entirety of the game, other than beating up Kyle's mom. Now, at the start of the fight, you're introduced to a new bad stat, which is grounding. I think I mentioned this before, but grounding only affects everyone except you, which you have the special ability to touch someone and they become ungrounded. This is also a delayed telegraph move, so be sure to take advantage of the fact that Mr. Stotch only waits after a certain amount of turns to ground people. Oh, and by the way, I just practically skipped this entire turn, and I just locked myself out of a pause fart punch. But still, Mosquito actually took some damage from being punched in the face by Mr. Stotch. The fact that Mr. Stotch is punching kids in the face is terrible enough. This guy deserves the beating that he's going to get. So, Professor Chaos, who is our newest team member, he has Chaos Blast, which can confuse and shock enemies. He also has the Chaos Beam, which does multiple hits.
Oh yeah, I guess so.
And there's one other maneuver that we're going to have to wait until later in order to unlock. But be careful, Mr. Stotch actually does hit really hard.
Hamburgers!
Now then, you're gonna have to wait a couple of turns. Well, actually, you gotta get out of the way of his telegraph move in a couple of turns, so he won't ground you.
Thanks, new kid.
What do
So
you
I'll
think
just
you're
have to
doing,
use Mosquito's Zika Rush to get out of the way, at least.
No password
But
is
yeah,
too complex for
Butters
Calder.
actually does have one maneuver left that he could actually use. Well, okay, he can't use right now, but he could have at his disposal after certain events. So, let's show off the Chaos Blast. And now let's get Mosquito out of the range of Mr. Stotch's grounding. Here's the thing. If he's locked in that telegraph move, he can't turn around. So bear that in
Running
mind.
away from your grounding.
And it will actually cause him to
That's
waste
some
a
good
turn.
vocal
So
punishment.
basically, this is one of the easier fights in the game.
Who will I ground next? Maybe all of you.
And he's already mistargeting us. I mean, I've seen many playthroughs on YouTube where Mr. Stotch always tends to ground everyone but the new kid every single turn because they're in his range no matter what they do. This is the luckiest run I've actually had. And the funny part is, I upped this to Mastermind on purpose. So, yeah. I'm pretty much doing very well for a battle that honestly gave a lot of Let's Players some trouble. And I managed to use Butters' hammer, which also causes shock and bleeding. And now, we're gonna finish him off. Or rather, he's gonna finish himself off.
Damn it, Butters, you're grounded for life.
I am, but I don't feel grounded. Hey guys, I'm not grounded. I'm ungroundable.
And that's the end of Mr. Stotch. And of course that is his ultimate fear of not being able to ground Butters. Because he's been grounded a lot in his childhood. What an asshole. Taking his childhood
I gotta get
trauma
out
out
before my
on
dad
Butters.
regains consciousness.
Whatever the case, let's get out of this place. Because later on we're gonna have to give back that wrestling video. I mean, not wrestling video, wrestling photo. My bad. You see, the wrestling photo is going to give you a cool $30.
Phew. We must go now and infiltrate the Freedom Pals base. Meet me outside the Freedom Pals School for the Gifted and Talented.
We're going there, and we also have Professor Chaos as a buddy now. He doesn't have the healing powers anymore, unlike in South Park The Stick of Truth. But, for the most part, we'll be heading over to Dark Meadows once again, this time not fighting a security guard.
Here it is. Freedom Pals School for the Gifted and Talented.
However, we're going to have to go into the Freedom Pals HQ by using Haywire. There is a Yowie pick here. It's in the area where you fought Token's dad. Also, on your right, you see Andre 3000 in the picture that he took in Class of 3000. A really good show that got canceled too early in YouTube, on Cartoon Network. And also, there is, on the right, up the stairs, a painting of Good Times, right next to a picture of Token's dad shaking hands with Al Sharpton. Did they have to make it so stereotypical? Whatever the case, we just opened the Freedom Pals door, so now let's knock on the Freedom Pals door to see if they're there.
Gee whiz, would you look at this? Wow, now this is a superhero base. Holy smokes, they got a training room and computers and lights. Well, this beats the crap out of Coon's base, huh, new kid? Gee, I could play here every day.
What are you doing here?
Oh, hey, Mysterion. Well, we were just hoping to speak with Dr. Timothy. Why? The new kid wants to switch franchises and I told him I'd help.
Hey, new kid. Thought you might end up here.
They're here to spy on what Timothy is working on.
I say we rip him to shreds.
Calm down, everyone. Let's hear what they have to say.
Oh, God. It's him.
This is a fairly shocking change of heart for you, Professor. You really wish to help the new kids switch franchises?
Well, yeah. You know, we just thought that, you know, your franchise seems a lot more open and progressive. But, you know, we just thought he should switch because Coon Friends and isn't going anywhere. Oh God, see, the new kid came to me and said, how do I quit Coon Friends? And since I hate Coon Friends, I decided to help him out. You get anything?
The aluminum foil on his helmet seems to be blocking my abilities.
Don't trust them, Doc. They can't see what you've been working on back there.
What if the new kid really wants to switch?
We can see if the new kid's intentions are pure. We're sending Tupperware on a very important mission today. You can help him with that mission.
I don't need backup, especially not a noob.
Easy, Tup. Remember the Freedom Pals motto.
Yeah, retribution, but with inclusion.
I'll send you the details on the mission. When you get there, we can begin. In the meantime, I must get back to my work.
And now, for the majority of this segment, you're going to have to deal with the Freedom Pals.
Freedom Pals?
And, here is the thing. All of the Coon Friends that you used to roll with throughout the majority of your battles, they are blocked off for the time being.
Prove that you really want to be here first.
Meanwhile, you have the likes of Mysterion, Toolshed, Wonder Tweak, and Tupperware. And dare I say, Tupperware is the worst character in the game. Well, that is until you get his ultimate. You'll find out soon enough. However,
Thanks for helping with my dad. I really appreciate it.
I'm seeing if we can get as much selfies as humanly possible. And unfortunately, you're going to have to wait until Chapter 4 to do that. Because once you do deal with the Coon Friends, or should I say deal with the Freedom Pals, eventually you'll be locked into certain events. And I'll worry about getting a selfie with all those guys later. For right now, I'm just going to wander around a bit to take a look at this place. Because, yeah, there is a lot of references here. And we'll probably step outside the Freedom Pals base. Because I'm pretty sure there is one last thing we need to do. And that's Call Girl. Because we can't deal with the police and there's still a Yowie to be found. I'm more than sure that we're going to find some of the Yowie in the next part. But more importantly, we're also going to have to deal with Call Girl's dilemma in the next part as well. So with that said, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to head back into the Freedom Pals space to stop the video and call it a part. Because after all,
Sorry if I'm a little distracted. My dad was
we are going to have a beefer of a part. I really didn't want it to be like 20 minutes, but it's going to end up being 20 minutes, or longer than 20 minutes actually. It's going to be damn near 40 because of the stuff we're trying to do. So, with that said, I'll see you guys next time as I collect the majority of the Yowie and, more importantly, deal with Call Girl's dilemma. This is Archman985. See you guys next time. And I think we may end up getting into another battle as well.